Hey everybody, welcome to Lord of the Reads. So, as you can tell, we're in a new setup. I got new bookshelves. So, now we're doing standing videos, which is amazing. So, today we're going to be doing my first impressions of my April TBR. This is my April TBR. And The Lost Hero, The House of the Cerulean Sea were on March's TBR, and I already did first impressions of them, so I'll put that video somewhere so you can watch the first impressions of those too. But today we're going to be going over my first impressions of the other 4 books that are on my TBR. So let's go ahead and get started with the first book. So the first book that we're going to be talking about is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. I've been super excited to get into Victoria Schwab, but I didn't know that she had a middle grade series until I found out about this. So, I was really excited about this one, and this follows a young girl, and she lives in our current world, just she can see ghosts, and I don't know anything else besides that. Right off the bat, in the first chapter, the paranormal system is very well established. Just based on that first chapter, you already kind of know how things happen, why they happen, stuff like that. So I thought it would be drug out more along the rest of the book to kind of tell you how things work. But that has been laid out nice and neat so that you understand it right from the beginning, which is really nice. The main character is best friends with a ghost, which is no spoiler, you find that out in the first chapter. And he's one of those side characters that's like as good as the main character. There are always, like, you'll find a book once in a while that has a side character that you like as much as the main character. This is one of them. Jacob, her friend, is spectacular, and the banter between them, it's amazing. A nice friendship. And the first chapter also left off on a nice cliffhanger, so that's nice. Keeps you intrigued to continue reading it, and I'm definitely enjoying this and cannot wait to pick it up again. The next book is The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer. So, I read the prologue, I guess. It wasn't the first chapter, but right off the bat, there's a lot of mystery surrounding the circumstances of the characters. So, you follow Snow White, and she's visiting her evil stepmother, the evil queen, in prison, asking why she is so cold-hearted and if it's worth having compassion for her. And the evil queen is going to tell her a story, and that's where chapter 1 takes you, is the story that the evil queen's going to tell. And the relationship between the characters is interesting, because obviously the evil queen tried to kill Snow White multiple times, and she stopped the kingdom from executing the evil queen. And she pretty much goes to ask if her compassion is rewarded by anything, if the evil queen is worth having compassion for, because she wants to know why she's so evil. Off the bat, I get vibes from, like, Half Upon a Time. It's another middle grade series. I don't remember who it's written by, but I loved it, and it was like intertwining different fairy tales. And I think that's what this is. I don't really know what the rest of the book's about. I know that it follows twins, Alex and Connor. through a world of fairy tales. So, but yes, the first chapter, lots of intrigue, lots of interesting things happening, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next chapter and how, that story is carried along throughout the rest of the book. So definitely excited about this one. The next book is Under the Green Hill by Laura L. Sullivan. So I've been super intrigued to pick this one up for a while. It's about 4 siblings who go to live with their grandparents or great-grandparents, but they go on a 7th summer, and every 7th summer, the fairy world, they pick a champion, and they would like to fight a human champion, and they want the oldest boy to be the person that their champion has to fight. And if he says yes, he will most likely die. If he says no, then the fairies will wage a war on the human world. Super interesting. And right off the bat, it's magical and confusing. So you get to see kind of the basics of magic in the short prologue. Like, you start to see examples of magic, but it's very confusing as to how this happens and why. And a lot of things are mentioned that I'm sure will be important, but I have no idea because there's not a whole lot of explaining done. So I don't really understand a lot about the magic or what's going to happen in the rest of the story. But I am super enjoying it. The writing is really good. So I'm very excited to get to this one and continue, because there are a lot of questions brought up by the first chapter that need to be answered. So I'm very excited about this. And the last book is Strange the Dreamer by Leonie Taylor. So this is about a man, I think a librarian, and he is interested in this city, this like lost secret city halfway across the world, and he gets the opportunity to go. And there's also something involved with a godslayer, and he wants to find out what they killed to become a godslayer. So there's all of that. Once again, it's very magical and confusing. This time, I can't really tell what's magic and what's like myth, or because the prologue is like a myth within the story, or something that everyone thinks happens, but I can't tell what's magic and what's exaggeration of the myth. So definitely a lot of stuff that could be magic, and a lot of stuff that's just confusing. But the main thing about this is that the writing is beautiful. It's amazing. It's descriptive. It's flowery, yet simple enough to understand. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I also think will be important throughout the story. I just don't know it yet. So I'm super excited to finish this one, and I'm really enjoying it. So definitely a good thing. So that is my first impressions of my April TBR. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm enjoying all of these books, so that's always a good thing. So I do hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you're thinking of whatever you're reading at the moment. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!